pray for America.
Why?
I came here to say sorry to George Washington on behalf of 2 billion Muslims. It was July 3rd, 2017, and we had remembered what had happened the previous year. We still remembered how the Imam had refused to pray for America. How I had ran to George Washington's statue to apologize on behalf of the Imam for refusing to pray for America. The only difference was that it wasn't quite Eid, and I wasn't going to the mosque with my father. Instead, my elder brother, Albert, and I were about to go to school alone, as we always did. And as always, my mother wished us a farewell. Albert went to Brooklyn Tech, and I found myself alone on the middle of the road, thinking about my upcoming interview with MIT scientist Dr. Daniel Kabat. However, as I was walking to school, saw an American flag stuck under the tires of a black Honda. The stars were bruised, and the flagpole seemed about to break under the pressure of the tires. I was deeply disturbed, believing that this was an insult to the American flag. After many attempts, I was still unable to nudge the flag out from under the tire. Somebody is insulting America. You shouldn't hate the country you live in. Decided to wait until the driver came to move the car so I could save the American flag from being disrespected. Time passed, and it was almost 4 p.m. As Albert was returning from Brooklyn Tech, he saw a boy who looked quite like his brother, sitting on a piece of chopped wood next to a black Honda. Albert ran toward me and saw that it really was me. Promoting math and science during namaz to help youth understand that there was something more important than religion. Solving math and science problems. Okay. Bewildered, he observed for a few minutes, trying to process the situation, then yelled, "Isaac, what are you doing here?" I replied nervously, "Albert, I didn't go to school." "Didn't go to school? Why?" Kathleen Rabb thanked Isaac for changing her perspective of Muslims. When Isaac asked why she wanted to take a picture with him, even though he wasn't a celebrity, Katie responded, "You might not be a celebrity, but you are a hero for people like me, whose view of the world has changed because of you."
Excuse me, Professor. Can I take your picture?
Why do you want to take a picture with me? I'm not a celebrity.
You are a celebrity to me. You helped me change my perspective on Muslim people.
Of course, you can take my picture.
Thank you.
What is your name?
My name is Katie. Nice to meet with you.
Listen, Katie, you don't have to call me Professor. Call me Isaac.
Nice to meet with you, Isaac.
Pointing to the flag, I said, I was trying to pull it out, but I couldn't. So I was waiting for the driver to come and move the car so that I could stop the flag from being so disrespected and bruised. This made Albert so emotional that his eyes filled with tears. He cried out, "Are you okay, my brother?" "Albert, please don't tell Mom and Dad, please." "Okay, Isaac, I won't tell them. But what I will tell them is that you are on a mission to change the world." Soon thereafter, Albert helped push the car, and I was able to stop the flag from being disrespected. Thanks, Ref, for helping me save the American flag. After I got home that day, I asked Dad to take me to George Washington's statue in Union Square so I could read the first U.S. president his apology on behalf of 1.7 billion Muslims. As I began reading my letter, "Dear Founding Father, I came here to say sorry." Several dozen people lined up behind me, hoping to take a few pictures with me. As the people dispersed, I noticed that one of the ones remaining was Kathleen Rabb, who thanked me for changing her perception of Muslims. When I asked why she wanted to take a picture with me even though I wasn't a celebrity, she responded, "You might not be a celebrity, but you are a hero for people like me, whose whole view of the world has changed because of you." Next day, another unforgettable event unfolded. As I walked through Times Square with Dad on Independence Day, he saw a guitarist performing on the street. Just a few seconds prior, Dad and I had been discussing some math problems, but I immediately stopped. "Dad, I need to go tell that man that he's singing the wrong song. It's the 4th of July, and singing anything but the Star-Spangled Banner isn't disrespectful, but also an insult to the great nation we live in." After he gave me permission, I ran to the man, Lawrence Russ, and said, "Stop the music." Soon thereafter, he began singing the Star-Spangled Banner.
No, I won't.
Stop the music? Why? Why should I stop the music?
You're singing the wrong song. Today is the 4th of July. You should be singing the Star Spangled Banner. Later, I moved around the city to spread the patriotism. This series of events convinced my dad to make the documentary I'm Muslim and I Love America. He wanted to tell people this story so that they would be inspired by it. But Dad faced a dilemma. He was neither a writer nor a director. And he didn't even have the necessary equipment. I'm a math and science whiz, not a movie star. I received recognition from Harvard for being able to solve PhD-level math, physics, and chemistry problems, not for acting. A few days later, my dad and I met with Kathleen Rabb and Lawrence Russ and asked them to act in the documentary because my dad wanted to tell this story to the world. What he didn't tell them is he didn't even own a camera. All he had was a broken and dysfunctional iPhone that he dropped many times, not even sure what they were still capable of recording. In fact, most of the time, the shooting of the movie was done using Katie or Lawrence's iPhone. The weird thing is I actually remember writing this exact paragraph in Microsoft Word. It's really memories. Later, we went to the BCC to pay tribute to the founding father. There, we met a photographer, took my picture for the newspaper. He asked me, "Why do you make this movie?" I replied, "I made this movie to show that we don't need more moms. We need more al-Khwarizmis." On the way back home, Dad asked me, "Why don't you do something for Bangladesh? You always do things for America." I responded, "If I change Bangladesh, I change only Bangladesh. But if I change America, I change the world." I play the Star Spangled Banner every day because I love my country. And I encourage you, even if you don't have a grand piano, to at least sing your country's national anthem as well every single day. Thank you, and let me begin. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light how so proudly we...
To Bari Science Lab to fall in love with math and science, especially programming.